If you want to be able to make your own music with Fruity Loops, you have to understand the basics of the program. With this video, I'm going to try and show you some of the basics that are essential for you to succeed in FL. While Fruity Loops is considered to be the easiest DAW out there, there are things you have to know before you can start making your own tracks. I hope I'll manage to show you some of these basics with this video. I've been using Fruity Loops for about 4 years now, and I'm constantly learning new things. I'm also discovering things that I didn't even know you could do in FL. How fast you'll learn the mechanics of FL depends on how often you use it, and how much you experiment with the program. Well then, let's get started. I'm going to show you how to create a project from scratch, create your own template, work with the piano roll, step sequencer and playlist, and how to work with the mixer. To start a new project, you go to the File tab up in the left-hand corner and click New. Doing so will open up a new project, and depending on which template you are using, some plugins and samples might already be visible to you. To change the starting template, you go to File, New from Template, and then select the preferred template you want to work with. Choosing Empty will give you a completely blank project to start from scratch with. If you'd like to create your own template, so you could start a project with your own preloaded plugins, you do the following. Open up your Fruity Loops installation folder in your browser and navigate to the Projects folder. Once there, you will see a folder named Templates, and this is where you can store your custom templates. I've made an orchestral template, and what I did was I saved an FLP in Templates, Genre, and Orchestra, and I copied the NFO file from another template folder. I opened the NFO file with Notepad and edited the description of the template, saved the file and renamed it to Orchestral. You can also make a custom icon for your template, which basically works in the same way as with the NFO file. You copy or create an image file in the template folder and you rename it to whatever. After this, you have to be sure that the NFO file says that the icon will be used. I decided that I didn't want an icon for my orchestral template, so I erased that line. If you do want an icon, be sure it's correct. Also, if you want the template to preload samples for you, I think those samples has to be in the templates folder. I'm not sure, as I haven't tried it yet, but after looking at other templates folders, it seems like it could be true. The piano roll is where the magic happens. It is here where you write your melodies, bass lines, counter melodies, etc. Whatever it is that you are writing, it all happens in the piano roll. To open up the piano roll, you can either press F8 or this icon up here. When in the piano roll, you see a keyboard to the left of the window, and as you might guess, this tells you the position of the notes in the piano roll. Up here we have 3 very useful small buttons. The first button shows the piano roll in a large scale, and it is the default view. The second button zooms out a bit so you can see more notes, and this can be handy as you start having a lot more notes in the piano roll and you want to have an overlook of them all, or if you want to select a bunch of notes at the same time, whatever. The last button is basically the same as the first, but instead of showing you the keyboard, it shows you the name of the notes you are placing. This is the view I like the best. There are also a bunch of other useful buttons you can experiment with, as for example this one. Click it and you'll get a ton load of different things to try out, like a chord tab. This automatically places chords in the piano roll for you. Or the Tools tab, which lets you, for example, arpeggiate, strum or sharp your notes. Experiment with all the different buttons and you'll be sure to find something very, very awesome. The step sequencer is where you'll probably spend most of your time when making a beat, or looking over all your VSTs and such. You can send different samples from your FL browser to the step sequencer and start making your beat when you have the right samples. Clicking on one of these small boxes here makes the sample play when this little orange thingy here passes the box. If you right-click a sample in the step sequencer, you have the option of automatically filling every 2, 4, or 8 steps of the sequencer. This is very nifty when you're in a hurry to make a simple beat. When you have the beat or melody in the step sequencer that you want, it is time to place it in the playlist. The playlist is actually where the magic happens. It is where you build your track, manage sequences, and do pretty much whatever you want. The government has no control of you in the playlist. Here you have a list of different patterns, which is a blank step sequencer per pattern, if I can say so. Let's say you have a beat on one pattern and you put it in the playlist. If you then hit play, and a little light to the left of the play button is on song and is green, you will hear this beat. The same thing happens if you have the same pattern selected and the little light to the left of the play button is on pat and shows orange or red, whatever it is. The trick to get different samples and VSTs to play at the same time is that you place many different patterns in the playlist and hit play, while the little light to the left on the play button is on song and is green. So if you have a beat on pattern 1 and a bass line on pattern 2, and you place both of these patterns in the playlist and hit play, you will hear both the beat and the bass line. It is as simple as that.